Hey, what's up, everyone? Mark here. We have a brand new breakdown for you today. We're going to be doing this on famous actors. It's going to be a little bit different today. I gave you guys a little bit of noises. We'll get you guys all kind of warmed up. I'm going to get myself warmed up. I tried to film this just now. It didn't go as good as I wanted it to go. But basically, what we're going to be doing is just giving like a scale of 1 to 10 of some of the best actors or best acting scenes, and kind of giving some comparisons about what was good about it, what wasn't as good. We're going to have Tom Hanks, Will Smith, Tom Cruise, a lot of different guys here. So we'll go ahead and hop right into it here. We're going to start here with Tom Hanks, and this is from a famous movie. It's called Forrest Gump. And so what we're seeing here first is this is going to be, at least it looks like to me, like this is some type of stunt double, just because we could see a lot of height within the foot, really good leg cycle. Again, we could see like the foot's coming all the way up to the butt, really good overall running form, good arm swing, and just a good running style in general here. And it looks like somebody that is a little bit different of a runner. I would say that the running form would be like a maybe 8 out of 10. But then when we look to see a little bit further down, and again, looks like it's not double, even though right there it kind of looks like Tom Hanks, but even though it didn't look like him when he was, when we pan out here. So we could see him now. He turns and he does this running form, and now we could see really no height within his foot. He's not getting any pushback within the toes. I would say this is going to be closer to a 4 to 5. Running form, running technique, not great running technique there. And then we're also seeing very limited arm action there. His hands are barely getting behind the hips, very stiff within his arm swing. Very different runner there. When we look at Tom Hanks when he's running in the first one in comparison to the second one. Now we're going to take a look at Sylvester Stallone. This is going to be from Rocky. I don't remember actually which Rocky this is from. I think it's the first one, but pretty good running form. I mean, he's a little bit wide with the elbows. We kind of saw that before. Now we can see him start to run a little bit faster. I think he does a pretty good job of being able to get a good push off. He's limited in his ability to get good lift off the ground here. We'd like to be able to see a little bit higher height within the foot while the knees right underneath the hip. But, not bad in terms of his running. Again, wide with the elbows. I think he's a little bit excessive with his head action. We can see here as he's coming around with the left leg, he comes around a little bit too much, where, I mean, you're really not supposed to be coming around at all. You're supposed to just be coming straight through with your leg. We could see much better job here where he's coming straight through, and he's coming around more with the left foot. I would say a solid 6 out of 10. Maybe 6.5, not too bad with his running. Now we're going to have Tom Cruise. This is him more jogging, I will say that, but very light on his feet, very limited in terms of his arm action. I think he's trying to be a little bit more casual with his running here in comparison to here, but we can kind of see how he progresses. This one, I would say, in terms of some of the things he's doing within his like upper body, kind of head, how wide he is with his arms, we could maybe say it's a little bit less of a, overall score. So maybe we'll say 6 out of 10 here with his running. But then as he gets better, like here, I would say maybe closer to like a 7. A little bit better hand position, a little bit better elbows. You don't get to see the feet as much. Here he gets really high with his hands, right? I don't think that it's good to get too high up with your hand position as you're pulling back. I think he might have gotten too excessive there. But as he gets later, like here, I would say he's a little bit closer to like an 8. You could see much better consistent leg swing than we saw with like Sylvester Stallone. He does a good job getting his legs right up and through. He's very controlled with his arm swing. I think he has good range. I think he even does a good job of going more outwards with his arm swing and then pulling straight back. And then, I mean, you could even maybe make the argument that it's closer to like a 9 out of 10 the older that he's gotten, just because at this point, this was from not too long ago, one of the Mission Impossibles. And so he's got to be in like his late 40s, early 50s at this point. And I mean, it's very consistent. That's what I got to give him, is like, it doesn't look like it's a stunt double. It always looks like it's actually him doing his sprinting. I don't know if you guys can give me any information about if has a stunt double or if he doesn't, or, if these are all his own stunts. Based off of what I've been seeing, I would make the assessment that would probably be the case. Martin Lawrence here, I mean, he's just really crossing over all the time. We can see he's landing on the heel. He's very inconsistent with his arm swing. Not great arm swing. I think he's definitely more of an actor type. He's not really much of an athlete. I would give him maybe a 5. Where Will Smith, I think he's a lot better. I mean, obviously he's a little bit turned with his head position, which isn't great, but he has much better consistent acceleration. When we look to see like this position here, at least with his left foot, he's landing in a really good spot there. He's nice and straight with his leg. He has a good toe off position. There's a lot of things that look really good with his running. And even when he's doing it, I mean, he has much more of like the slow motion scenes and looks a lot more controlled. So I'd give him probably an 8 with his running, where again, Martin Lawrence, 5. I think he's a good solid 5 there. We got Michael B. Jordan. He's more doing like a jog. He has a lot of backside mechanics, not too much front side mechanics. Doesn't really get into top speed here. This is going to be from the Creed movies. I think he looks pretty good with his running form, though. It doesn't look like it's bad. I'll give him like a 7.5 just because he's not really sprinting. He's more jogging. This one I think is funny because it's like, I think it's from the movie Gambler, or it is from the movie Gambler, but I don't really know too much about this movie. It looks like he's supposed to be like running long distance. Like here, he's really long with his stride. He's landing a little bit more at the heel, very relaxed with his running. Whereas we fast forward through here, he gets to times where it looks like here, it looks like he's almost sprinting more. There's one where you could just tell that he just started running. Like right here, it looks like he's more sprinting. All the close-up pictures, it's like he's sprinting through them for sure. This is another one where it looks like he just started running right here. Like this is his first few steps. He's just running for a few yards. This is another one. Like you could tell he just started accelerating right there and then starts running. And then that ends up being the position. But, I don't know if he's supposed to be like running all night, right? If that's supposed to be the case, then, I mean, just based off of the, what it seems like is the distance and how it was basically pitch black dark, and then it goes in the morning. We're assuming that that's going to be a few hours worth of running. And at the end, I mean, he's not sweating at all. Like in this type of dress shirt, he would definitely be sweating at this point. His hair would be, somewhat wet. It wouldn't be just completely dry as if he hasn't done anything. So in terms of realistic carryover into like a real life, that wasn't a very well thought out scene in terms of, you could have just easily just sprayed a little bit of some moisture on his shirt and his hair to make it seem like at least he was running and working out, not have like a perfectly, done haircut after running for 5 hours straight. Even if he's a marathon runner, those guys still get tired after running for that period of time. As all they're able to run that distance and just be fine after that. So in terms of how well it was done, I think that was great, very well thought out scene, or not done or executed very well. But in terms of the running, I mean, I thought it was pretty good. 6.5, 7. Nothing too bad there. Nothing stood out. You could tell he's an athlete. You could tell that he runs. There's a lot of different running forms that he has. He has more acceleration here, more sprinting, that type of running there. Then some of them are much more like long distance, very long stride. Nothing stood out where he can really work on a particular part, like what we saw with Tom Hanks, where he was really limited, or with Sylvester Stallone and how he's bobbing his head or coming across. We didn't really see anything like that.